party.
Is that
Party. We might as well party, honey.
Hardy, Hardy?
Party
The
hardy.
month is almost over. As a
We
matter
got
of
to
fact,
get it in.
as a matter of fact, the year is almost over. Okay,
Done.
you didn't know.
Y'all better shake it off. Shake it off. Shake it off.
Yeah, shake it off.
Shake it off. Shake
Okay,
it
Linda.
off,
All right.
Yeah.
All right, Dante.
What's
All
up,
right,
my
Dante.
glamorous girls?
Hey, hey,
Why?
Hey. We
Hey,
here. We
Marion,
in the
there's
house,
Marion.
honey. This is a great God day on Wyoming.
I'm Peg.
I'm Linda.
And I'm Charlene.
And we are
4SistersLIVE.
We are. Look, we got a ride coming up in 2025, so we might as well buckle up.
Yeah, you might as well get. I want to say, put your mask on first.
That's so good, Linda.
We got so much going on, we might forget the mask.
Okay.
Y'all, it's a
Yeah.
lot going on.
Lot
I
going
promise you, but it's a great one. It's a beautiful day. I don't know how cold is it outside because it looks good, but
I haven't heard yet. Hey, it's been like in the 40s and 30s and the 20s all week. It's like, wow.
I know,
Yeah.
right?
Unbelievable. I went out yesterday just to go to the post office. You should see me thumbing rides with every kind of metropolitan vehicle I could get. You know, if the streetcar was coming, I jumped on that.
I love
Pretty
it.
cool.
I mean, if the bus was coming, I jumped on that. Whichever one I saw, because it was like I wasn't standing out there for nothing.
When they blowing like 60 miles per hour and 50. I said, are we in Chicago?
Hey, it looked
Yeah,
like
they're
it was
saying
cold.
we're supposed to get some Alaska, Antarctica
What? Oh,
weather this year.
Oh my
So it's
goodness.
coming.
It's cold. I said, okay, here we go. This is
Here we
not
go.
my weather.
This is going to be after 20 years, they were saying, okay, here it comes.
Yeah. But
You gonna
whatever
get
the
snowed
weather.
in?
Yeah, I want to be snowed in.
I do.
I
do.
love being snowed
I
in.
love snowed in. Yes.
Yes.
I mean, it's pretty to look at, but get out there in it, then you be like,
I'm gonna get
I don't
in it.
think so.
Man, I get in it. The first thing I do is I clean off the porch so I can get to the ground. So that's the first job. Then after that,
Right.
I like,
But it's
you know,
all good.
when I was driving, I used to drive in it. You know, it's like on the first day only. You know, when it's coming down, and you seem like you're in a snowball, one of those snowball balls with the snow in it, you shake up. Mm-hmm. If you get in your car, while it's snowing, that's what it feels like.
Okay, you in that zone. Okay.
I don't think anybody experienced. You would change your mind if you lived in Arizona. So back in the day, me and my daughter and my nephew, so I used to, keep them, and I used to live in Arizona. And so we were driving through Arizona, and we were trying to get to Cottonwood, Arizona. But before you get there, you think it's all sunny, it's so happy. Then all of a sudden, this big old snowstorm comes out of nowhere.
Oh,
I mean, you literally cannot see. And I think I'm a good driver. Back then, I was in my, late 20s, early 20s or whatever. And I'm thinking I could get this thing. When I tell you it was so deadly, people were pulling over. And then I pulled over. Someone said, "You don't want to pull over. Keep going." He noticed that I had North Carolina plates. Like, "You don't want to pull over. Get behind the truck." He was like an angel. I promise you. And I'm telling you, if I would have pulled over, it would have covered my whole car and I wouldn't have been able to get out. And someone could have hit me. But I didn't know.
Wow.
I didn't know the rules then.
Wow.
But guess what? Less than 5 minutes later, you would have thought it was like, you're walking in a park with sunshine and flowers. I'm like, this is some demonic stuff. What's going on? So those of you that lived in Arizona, you can continue.
They're used to it.
Others. Yeah. Like, what is going on? So you're up the high altitudes of the mountains, and then you got the low altitudes, and there's sun and snow. And it was March, guys. There's no way it should have been snowing, like, to me, because it's so hot there.
Yeah.
So anyway, that's my story. So I don't play with out of town snow, but I can deal with my DC. I can deal with North Carolina. Yeah.
It's a like the snow when it's blizzard and we got really high snow up to our knees.
Yeah.
And it's blizzard outside. That's like deadly weather. You just don't want to be out there. I was in it when I was carrying Reggie to the hospital up at Holy Cross 30 some years ago, and that snow was so deep until we couldn't drive. And good thing his father had a Jeep at that time because we wouldn't have made it to the hospital. My water was breaking and everything.
Oh, wow.
So we were coming from Northwest. Imagine coming from Georgia Avenue, the bottom part of Northwest, going all the way up to Silver Spring and Holy Cross in that snow to have a baby.
Yeah.
So I promise you, I'm not, this is the kind of weather. Look, you have to do what you got to do. But if you don't have to get out in it, it is just one of those things. I want to stay in the house and I want to watch it from my window.
Yeah, it was snowing yesterday. It was snowing the day before.
A little bit it was.
They said that. I missed it.
It was snowing.
Yeah.
It was like little flurries.
Well, it must have been in your part of neck of the woods because I didn't really notice it over here.
I didn't see it.
I mean, if you were to blink, you would be like, oh, that's nothing but something. You're like, no, that's snow.
A little
but
teaser.
It didn't stick. Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, whatever
that's
the weather.
The warning, though. That's always the warning. It's some more coming soon.
Well, look, it's supposed to be in the 60s around later in this week. Yeah.
Really? Oh, right.
Okay.
Yeah.
We still got a little hope.
It's going to change up a minute.
But whatever the weather, I'm glad to see it. Glad to be here. I'm glad to be here to see it. That's all I want to say.
Keep on moving. We're going to keep on moving.
I hope it snows on January the 20th.
Oh my!
I hope we have a blizzard. Okay, don't insert anything else. Just let me talk.
Yeah, just it'll be a blizzard. Then it'll be everybody be in the house.
Everybody shut down, and then
That's what I'm talking
we
about.
all need to be snowed in and loving one another, and we can watch it from TV.
Watch it on TV. Yeah.
But that's what I'm saying about this long ride coming in 2025. That's one of them. It's just going to be one of those things. We're going to get buckled up and get ready because there's a lot going on in the political realm.
A lot of changes.
A
lot of changes.
Yeah, already,
Already, yeah.
And so we're just praying that God definitely will do his perfect work.
He will.
Do the things that keep us and guys and bless us to continue to be on this show to share.
Yes, we'll be here, and we'll
be here. 4SistersLIVE.
All of you ought to call your friends right now. Tell them to
come on and share.
All right, we'll have one more show left this year. Y'all better come on here.
Yeah, this is the last month of 2024. Can you believe it?
Yes, it is.
Our last Saturday, the first Saturday of 2024. So, we got a lot of things happening and a lot of things we've been doing. So I'm going to go and ask what's going on in your world, girls, because y'all know, I don't know what's going on with y'all. Y'all just stay in the streets. What?
It's that time of the year.
That's Peggy be in the streets and Charlene.
Peggy be calling them.
Well, I'm down in Hampton. And I look up and she in Maryland. What the world? How you traveling, girl?
Girls on the road. Girls on the road.
Sometimes it feels like I am the plane driver. Sometimes it feels that way. I don't know, but
what's going on in your world, Charlene, girl?
Oh, nothing. Just I have a teenager and I'm preparing him for college and I feel like I'm doing more of the work and I'm like, what is really going on? Okay. And you feel that, but it's so worth it because you get to experience this and I don't take any of it for granted.
Right.
I can feel it. I can feel it trying to juggle the whole world, but no, nothing. Just celebrating my sisters, their successes and those things that they feel like are failures. They're not, they're just lessons. So just celebrating with them and just giving them hope. That's it for me right now. December, I'm just chilling.
It is what it is for December. Yeah, we just gonna do you feel like you need to glide through this month? Because it's going fast. I mean, we look at how things are happening. I think it's something going on every day or every weekend. It just makes the time go faster. You know what I mean?
It does.
And you're trying to glide through this. I think you just need to take it as you can in stride. Don't trip, y'all, towards the end of this year. Try to take a moment to
enjoy
relax
it.
your brain. We have been working all the 11 months, and let's take this 12th month to relax our brain, relax our minds, do what we need to do to make us happy and be at peace.
Yeah.
Let's just get some things in order so that we know what we want to do for coming up in the next year. We've been seeing these things happening right before our eyes. we see things changing right before our eyes.
Yes.
And I thank God for the opportunity to have family, because a lot of people don't have family. And then
Right.
we have us. We have sisters. We come together. We do things. We're having things. I mean, this helps us to get through our moments of times of troubles.
So well said, why?
Yes, that's so
well
true.
said. Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
so
We'll
We have
need
to
each other
find it.
more and more.
You gotta
We'll-
find it, y'all.
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, what'd you say, Charlene?
I said we'll need each other more and more. I mean,
Oh yeah.
you'll
Yeah,
need
it's
family,
crazy.
extended family, friends.
Yes.
But but I like
Yes.
how what people call the universe, I call God, does that. History repeats itself, and it reminds us as Black people, we need each other.
Yes.
And sometimes we kind of separate ourselves as we grow when we should be like bringing ourselves back to the community just to ground ourselves to know that we are always going to need each other. But this is the loudest message that I've heard right now at the end of 2024 is that we all need each other, and we are more powerful together than separate. Yes.
Yes, I agree. I
Yeah.
agree. I'm really. That's why us coming together the way we have been and will be. It's going to be very exciting because we're going.
Yes.
Look, we have the destiny of our lives, and we can control it. We have choices,
That's right.
and we're going to make this a great one because we said so. What comes out of our mouth is what's going to be, and we say it's going to be great. It's going to be great. If we're hemming and hawing and saying, "Oh God, oh, woe is me," it's not. We can't. We have to pick it up now because it's demanding of us.
You got to
Yes,
raise your
exactly.
vibration. I keep hearing those great warriors out there say, you got to raise your vibration, right? You got to raise
Yes.
that energy. You better don't be speaking that negative of your life because you might just get it in 2025. You might just get it. So watch what you speak out of your mouth.
Yes.
Because now it's going to come alive. And we
It's
need
gonna come.
other things to come alive. We don't need you to
Absolutely.
die through depression, stress, job loss. We don't need none of that. We need you to be
Let me tell y'all something.
positivity.
Tell you, look. I have had so many of my people on my end. I know you all can relate. Are just health-wise, is not doing well.
I know.
There's a lot going on, y'all. This is part of what we're saying here.
Yes.
All of these things that are happening, and your health is number one. Is important.
It's your wealth.
Glad for this platform talk about our health and wellness because our health is our wealth. And we want to be healthy, ladies and gentlemen out there. We got to be there. We got to be conscious of it because so many of my people are not doing well. And I'm talking close people. I'm like, God, what is it? What happened? Is this a turn of a situation that's going on? No, we're getting older.
Yeah, that's one factor for sure.
That's one factor.
But you're going to live forever. Peggy, you're going to live forever.
So what can we say to this? So I just wanted to put it out there and let us know that we have so much work to do. So that's why we got to stay healthy. Because we got.
Well, I'm so glad that we have this platform so that Linda can really showcase the health and wellness piece of what we do.
Yes.
If you don't have your health, you can't do nothing.
Can't do a thing. Can't do a thing. And it's going to shorten the things that you do.
Exactly.
So you want to really this year let 2025 let it. Hey, 2025, I'm still alive. Okay, 2025, I'm gonna stay alive.
Yes.
So we really
that's a good affirmation.
Yeah, we really. I'm gonna make sure that I stay alive because I'm gonna take care of my body. I'm gonna take care of my brain. I'm gonna take care of me. So that's what we have to say to ourselves. It has to be our mantra for all of the year because we're gonna have to stay focused from this point on. Like we should have anyway, but we really have to stay focused. But most importantly, take your supplements. Don't be afraid. Eat your vegetables. Don't be afraid. It's like, and we have to teach our children because there's so much fast food and so many people preparing their foods and being delivered to them. They really don't know what they're eating. And so we really going to have to hunker down, new mothers, learn to cook your food for your children. Old mothers, teach those kids and any of the young adults that how to cook because they're eating too much fast foods.
And
The
that's
fast foods has all the processed chemicals in it,
yeah.
which is really wreaking havoc with your body. And you
Yes,
wonder why so many of our young people are leaving us before us old people. So we really have to take care of our bodies. I want to holler at Mother Satcher. She is still hanging in here.
Mama,
Hey,
86,
hey, Mama. How
87
81?
years.
87
Yep.
years young.
Yep.
And she's still hanging with us. That's why she stays so
Hanging.
young.
Love her.
Yeah.
Hey, Mama. And all of y'all that's coming in, come on
yeah,
in.
Marion, how you doing? How
Mary,
you doing,
hi
Deborah?
there.
Deborah
Come
Cox,
on in. Chime in.
everybody.
Yeah, we have it on.
Memories.
Yeah, I
Yes,
want you all to
we have
start.
it.
Hey, press those
Yes.
buttons and send some more folks our way because they need to hear what's going to happen today. This is a
Yes.
special day, but yeah,
Conversation that we know we always talk
conversations.
about on this show, on this platform, every first Saturday of the month. We
Yes.
don't want to talk about it, but we must deal with it even more now than ever. Peggy, you know that we have been on the just like trail of this whole piece of domestic violence, right?
Yeah.
It's something that we've been doing and talking about, and you have our committee and Sister for Sister Network, which is so awesome. And this is a God thing, guys.
Mm-hmm.
It truly
This is
is.
a God thing.
It
Peggy,
truly
for
is.
this to happen on the fourth, committees, the four that you have, and the 4SistersLIVE, this is just not to be doing anything. Has a purpose.
It has a purpose. Why?
It does.
And that's why I'm so blessed to have you, Linda, and Charlene to help me put that information out to the community. What can we say? We have the folks who are connected with the resources. We have the experts. So that's what we're doing. We're bringing them in so they can share the message.
Yes.
So, guys,
Yes.
I applaud you all.
Yes. Bringing in guests like who we have today, a young lady who I just met, but doesn't seem like I've just met her. I've known her for a while. The backgrounds that we have are so similar, but we have the purpose of, like I said, that one goal, one purpose, and the things that we're doing is so similar. And I thank God that she's coming our way today. Her name is Tammy Turner. Charlene brought her in for us, so thank you, so that we can have the conversation. We need to have the conversation. We're dealing with so much on us right now. We all are being domestically abused one way or the other, some way, somehow. Mentally, more than anything, financially, and all of that encompasses domestic violence, that whole wheel of the mental and the physical and the financial and the, emotional.
This is when the stress begins. The stress begins this time of the year.
Yes, this time of the year, people are depressed.
Yes.
This time of the year, people, loved ones, whatever the case may be, with what's happening in their lives and everything like that. This is the time when you're just reflecting on these things, and some people may not be able to know how to handle it, so they don't even want to see this year come. It come, they want to go.
And just think of a wonderful year it's going to be, y'all. We got to think positive.
Beautiful. That's why staying busy.
Make it wonderful. Make it wonderful. You got to make your life
It is your job.
No one has control of this.
Right, but that's why I said we have choices. That's why I said
we do have choices. Yes.
We have choices.
So we want.
Yeah. It's gonna be all good.
So I saw I don't know what she listened to, but what you listening to, Charlene? Charlene, I saw your podcast last night. I just want to let you know, whatever it was, I listened to it last night.
Yeah. Speaking of podcasts, we were a part of a podcast on Thursday. It was really nice.
Yes.
I enjoyed it, and we had fun. We're looking forward to air, so when it airs, we can share.
We're on XM Radio, y'all.
Yeah, XM Cyrus.
Cyrus.
We had a lot of fun.
That was really, really, really good times with some good people.
Really good people. Shout out to Siobhan. We really appreciate her.
Yes, absolutely. We're going to have her on our show as well.
Yes.
To share what's going on.
We have a lot of people on our show in 2025, so stay tuned.
We've met
look at that flyer. You'll see our TV guide on 4SistersLIVE, so just please be on the lookout. And if you want to be a guest,
come on in.
Send us an inbox, send us an email, go to sisterforsistersnetwork.org and check us out. We're right there on 4SistersLIVE, also.com. So be a guest in one of these segments. We're looking for you.
We need you. We want you. Yes.
Yeah.
So we have birthdays, right?
We sure do.
Celebrating a birthday in this beautiful time
December
of the year.
birthdays. What's up?
Oh my God.
Woo!
Do we
Look
have
at
some
your
birthdays?
sisters.
Oh
Yeah.
wow, look at all those birthdays. Oh yeah.
All
These
right.
are our
Beautiful.
Sisters for Sisters Network sisters. Let's applaud First Lady Jacqueline Duncan.
Oh, where is my horn? Lord.
Yeah, come on, Linda. Come
Oh
on.
Lord. Oh, that's right. I don't think
Linda
I
don't
have
have the horn. Oh,
I
Lord.
don't. I can't believe it. I don't.
Girl, you
Oh,
slipping.
Linda.
Slipping. Beep 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 beep.
Good job. Good job. Good job. Good job, Linda.
Beep 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 beep.
So we
have First Lady Jacqueline Duncan. We have Dr. Phyllis Slade Martin. We have one of my favorite right here, Cynthia Green. Come on, let's give her a shout out.
Woo.
We have Monette Green, and we also have Dr. Alicia Pryor, who is one of my favorites as well. All of these ladies are amazing.
Beautiful.
Amazing. And let me do this. We had the opportunity to leave one out. Okay. And
She found it.
That is Rona. Rona
Rona.
celebrating her birthday on December the 13th. So Rona, I know that you're going about a few things.
Happy birthday.
Happy birthday, my
I
sister.
heard another horn in the background. All right.
Happy birthday to you.
Happy birthday. Man, you get some of that good old jerk chicken and rice peas from our sister. I know she's cooking right now. Oh,
maybe.
Yes.
We're sending our love to her.
Yes.
Anybody?
Yes.
Happy birthday, sisters and December girls.
Oh yeah. Hey, Diane.
So what's going on in our hot picks, events and hot picks?
Ooh, we got a lot of them.
Right. There we go. This is happening on Sunday, December the 15th. If you're connected to Sisters for Sisters Network, this is our fourth quarter networking experience.
Yes.
And thanks to Sharon Bullock and her team, these ladies are putting it together. I am so proud of what we have here. Our guest speaker is going to be Jermaine Leffridge. If you don't know this woman,
you need
shame on you.
Shame on you.
Shame on you. And then we're going to have some music by one of my favorite, Celine Waters.
Oh, he's wonderful.
If you don't know about this brother, shame on you.
You got to come to the event to get started on knowing these wonderful folks.
Yes.
They're everywhere in the DMV. So, they're DC's own.
So thank you. Let's look at the next event coming up.
Here we go.
Here you go, Wawa.
Here we go.
Yeah, we're deadhead. We're in it now. I'm telling you, we're in the thick of it all. So Annie Costia, Beat Your Feet, coming your way at the Lincoln Theater, December 2021. And it's a good, I'm talking about this ride. I'm on a roller coaster, but it's a good roller coaster. Our babies are doing a great job. This is going to be so exciting for the family during this holiday season. So get your tickets. Go to dcblackbroadway.com to get your tickets and look out for many other interviews and things coming up on channels. So they were on WSA 9 yesterday. They're coming up on Fox 5 and the Channel 50 and Channel 4. So we're promoting very hard. So this is going to be nice. And I'm looking forward to it. And I hope we all can come together and celebrate our babies during the holiday. Annie Costia, Beat Your Feet.
And the kids really need to come out because they can see what they can do. I'm so proud of these kids. They are so wonderful. I'm so proud. And this is what you can do, kids. Right. I mean, tell your grandkids if they want to grow up and be on stage, come on now. Be on stage.
Talented. Yeah.
Yeah, don't hold back. Yeah.
Don't force them if they're not talented.
What you say? Well, you done seen, sound like you done seen something.
And they have
this must be the parent really want you up here because possibly these kids don't want to be here. Anyway, I digress. Come to
energy. Energy. That's the energy.
Yeah, I know. Thank you.
And this one is with the Bi-County Business Roundtable, the Red Dress Affair. Come on, my sister. This is going to be simply amazing. And I'm so happy that we will be in the room to honor my daughter. I call her my daughter, Gina Duncan.
Oh,
Okay.
yes.
Now I have several daughters because I have to be careful when I say that.
Well,
Because I got Charlene.
Oh, I know. Yeah, she gotta be careful.
I have to be very careful.
Jackie and Gina, like
Oh.
I'm just gonna be the middle child because they be fighting like crazy. So I just gotta just take a deep breath and be like, you know what? Let her do her
And
thing.
then I got Jackie Mims. Let me tell you, I have
They
to be
will
careful.
fight.
So, but for right now, we want to spotlight Gina Duncan for the amazing job she has done to start her business and not opening up one location, but two.
Yeah.
And then we have another sister, Kim Taylor. Tim is another amazing member of the organization. So we got something to celebrate, and we definitely have to be in the room.
Yes.
And guess who's going to be receiving the award to recognize is the governor. The governor's going to be there.
Right.
Governor Moore.
Oh, Governor Westmore?
Yeah, he's going
Oh,
to
you
be.
want to be in the house then?
Yeah, he's going to receive Miranda Jackson. If you know anything about Miranda Jackson, she passed last year.
Oh.
And in honor of her absence, they're going to present the a recognition to the governor. So this is going to be very exciting. So all I just say is that you have to be in the room.
Got to be in the room.
That's
You
awesome.
have to. So thank you, Dante.
Yeah.
Yeah,
All right.
this is wonderful.
See, Diane's out in our audience again. Hey, sis, Diane.
Diane, we missed Diane. We haven't seen
Hey,
Diane.
Diane, how you doing?
You
So
have
this
been
is
blessed again to be a part of such a wonderful platform where we talk about, again, domestic violence and health and wellness and education and entrepreneur, even having our youth. And we've been doing this now 7 years. We just celebrated our 7th year last month. And so many things that we have done. And we have many memories, many memories.
Oh my goodness.
Woo, let's put them up.
Oh,
For next week, we're going to do a lot of that. We're going to talk about some things, but for now, just giving a little teaser. Dante, you want to show us a little something to let people know we just didn't start right here coming in on our StreamYard.
yeah, man.
We have a real studio.
Yeah, man.
Show what we were working with, Dante. Show him, Dante.
You know,
do you remember?
Right.
Oh, y'all, let's go back. Let's go back.
We're going to throw back because it's like we had so many wonderful times that we had wonderful guests. We even had entertainment.
My
and that
goodness.
was the highlight of our show when we had entertainment and brought in people who really were talented in many ways, whether they sang, whether they had an instrument, whether they were an actor or actress. They did their thing. They were in theater, of course.
Comedians,
so many things, whether they were
everybody.
movies.
Yes.
Whatever, maybe they filmmakers, whether they were a play director, and all of that. So this is one of our little highlights of a little young girl.
Lost, but now I'm found. Was blind, but now I see.
Yes.
Beautiful.
That was like one of our little highlights. Look at us.
Roll back, y'all. Look at you.
That's what's important.
What we saying? Hold on.
Singing, they're amazing actors too. So
Are
great
they
storytellers too.
So Peggy, introduce this young lady because she's so pretty.
Is
and
she a
we
doll
just-
baby?
Yes, she is.
This is Monique Majette.
Yes.
There we go.
All
And
right.
you are
Monique,
the assistant
she was a
director,
wonderful
assistant
sister
director
that we had on our
Michael
show, ladies and
Roberts.
gentlemen. This
Michael
was part of
Butler's
our
the artistic
studio. That's when I had my hair was
So-
coming in.
I was going to say something about that. Why? I was going to say something. I said, those were the days.
Those were the days.
Had
I'm
black
telling you.
hair.
It was so much
Okay,
fun.
you can tell how time flies by the look at your hair. You can
Look
tell.
at your hair, man.
But no, we had great times. We're gonna do a throwback all next week, and it's gonna be wonderful. It's gonna be really nice. Just wanted to let you all know that we just didn't start right here where we are
Yeah,
now.
we want you to come down memory lane next week. So
We're
you
gonna
gotta
do
come
that.
back next week and join the party.
Absolutely. But speaking of singing and acting, we have a wonderful sister that we going to be on our show today. This is her background. This is who she is. She is going to be talking about her journey and some things that she's doing even right now to bring the awareness of what we're talking about, domestic violence and the abuse of it all. We don't like talking about this. Like I always say, we always want to sweep it under the rug, but we cannot, because so many people need healing. So many people need to be delivered. So many people need to be free. A lot of people are suffering in this. And you know, we got a post, a message the other day that from our sister Marty, that there's a gentleman who needs shelter because he's being abused by his own girlfriend.
Mm.
You know, we got men who are being abused, and there's so much happening. So it's up to us to help each other, help someone to save lives. You know, so this is where we are. This is what we've been about here, to help save lives and talk about it. Because if we don't talk about it, like I always said, if you don't heal, you can't deal. You got to deal to heal. And so we're here so that we can deal with all of this because people are suffering. And this is part of what we are as Sister for Sisters Network and 4SistersLIVE, is to talk about this subject today on domestic violence. So again, we have Tammy Turner. She's a soul stirring singer and a songwriter, playwright, producer, and actress. She is an international performer who dreams of singing all her life. Tammy Turner has graced the stage nationally and internationally and with some of the most respected talents in the industry. She was a featured vocalist from BET's Sunday's Best, opened for Vicki Winans, Kirk Whalum, and so many other well-known vocalists, and she has stood on the stage with such grace as Kim Burrell, the Clark Sisters, BB Winans, and more. She has performed at the Kennedy Center, the Mayhoff, the Strathmore, and the legendary Apollo Theater. Tammy loves working with singers and speakers and on working with people with vocal talent and vocal health and stage presence. She feels that music can change the world, and she's here today to talk to us about all things music, all things talent, and all things dealing with her show that is Am I Enough, that's coming up. So stay tuned, y'all, for everything that's coming up with Tammy and talking about her lovely one-woman show. Ladies and gentlemen, we bring to you Tammy Turner.
Yeah, welcome to
Hello, my sisters. Hello. Thank you.
Hello.
What a beautiful introduction. Wyoming, it has been my pleasure to get to know you, my sister from another mother. It's like we've always known each other. So thank you so much for that. I love it.
Yes, you are
Beautiful.
doing wonderful. Thank you for being here to talk about what you're doing. You're doing some wonderful things. And sometimes when we're going through, you never know what someone's going through by looking at them. And I can't see that you have a story to talk about. Am I enough? What does that mean? Am I enough? You talk about the show. This is your time to let us know what you want us to know about Tammy Turner. What is it about Tammy Turner? What is it about TT?
Well, let me start it this way, because this may give you a little bit of context. So I think I can still hear the words in my head. You stupid. You ought to be seen and not heard. Who do you think you are? Oh, that was the hood saying right there. Your voice is not important. Don't nobody want to hear you. I think I was maybe about 5 or maybe 6 years old when I first remember being told that. You know, as a kid, y'all, I was a big dreamer. I grew up in the church. I loved to sing and have all of these visions of grandeur, but I was terrified of being me. I was terrified of being me. I was terrified of being seen, of being heard. So I had to create someone that other people would love. And a lot of that meant silencing my voice and who I am.
Wow.
So it has taken me 40 years. After 4 children, been a mom for 31 years, been a mom since I was 17 years old. Did all the right things. And I have finally figured out, and God has taken my feet places I never thought I would go, right? So we'll talk a little bit about that. But sometimes in the getting there, in the understanding, like why won't I open my mouth? Why won't I allow myself to be seen? Why won't I allow myself to be visible? Those are the questions that we have to answer. And oftentimes it goes back to what we have experienced as little girls, as children,
Yes.
and especially with those who we love the most.
Yes.
So I don't know if that answered it, but
No, it did.
the conversation, that's how we got to where we're getting ready to go right now with this play.
But you know what, Tammy, that says a lot, because a lot of us, most of us, and those who can relate, to talk about what people say and told us, just be seen and not heard. Just be quiet. Don't say much. Sit down. Do you know that takes effect all in your mind as you growing up?
Exactly.
It takes a hold of your spirit, and you feel like you're not adequate enough.
Not good enough.
You're not good enough.
Especially when it comes from someone very close to
Close
you.
to you. Exactly.
Because you trust that person, and you trust their feelings too. So it's like, why are you treating me this way? I thought you loved me.
That's right.
Right. Or a community that makes you feel that way. Like the church was a community where there was a safe place and you feel like I can be myself. But inside of that particular community, you end up finding that I can't be myself.
I thought you were my friend.
Yeah.
And I'm telling you, that stifles your growth.
It does.
Where you could be so further along in your life, but because you're still hearing these things in your mind and your spirit, it grabbed a hold of you so much until you're reluctant and you fearful. Fear is that's a crazy thing, to be fear, to go out and do more than what you want to do. You want to do it, but you're fearful. What do you say to that, Tammy?
Well, see, I'm just, everything that you guys are saying is so powerful, and I'm just thinking about, a lot of times, and I explore this in the play. There were many reasons why God had this vision to come into being. Not feeling like you're enough. Wyoming. Oh God, you guys have so many good points. So number one. I don't know if you all realize this or not, but when you are a child and you experience a trauma or some abuse, did you know that actually alters the chemical makeup of your brain? Like, you can literally go back and look that up. It helps it's one of the things that lends itself to shape how you see yourself, how you use your voice, how you speak up, not feeling like you're enough. It's a very, very deeply rooted emotional belief that who you are, not just what you do, right? Like, okay, well, I chop wood for a living. Okay, well, you're not good at that. Okay, I paint floors for, it's not about like what you're doing. It's not enough. It's who you are, your thoughts, your feelings, your abilities, your presence is somehow inadequate. It's somehow that, and so this belief can manifest in various ways. I know that one of the ways that you guys talk about is through domestic violence. That's one of the symptoms of taking on that mental belief at a very, very early age. And so this belief, it manifests in various ways. Why won't I allow myself to put my book out there? Why won't I allow myself to get on that stage and tell my story? Because my deep rooted desire is for me to use my life story to free somebody else, right? And take this message to the world to give somebody else the freedom to use their voice.
Yeah.
But then we find that we don't do that. And we can't, and you get so frustrated with yourself. Like, Tammy, why don't you open up your mouth? Why won't you say? I was talking to Peggy when I first got on earlier, and I was just telling her how she has encouraged me. I don't even know if she remembers just saying into me, like her saying things to me, like, oh, and this been years. It's not just recently. This Peggy probably doesn't even, this has been Peggy. I don't know if you remember Bernie Dorman, but he was the first one that told me about you and this organization. I think that was back in like 2016, 17. He said, Tammy, this is who you need to meet.
Oh my God.
But I didn't believe in Tammy enough to meet a Peggy. I don't know who that, you know, what will she think of me? You know, I'm constantly questioning my worth, questioning my abilities.
Yes.
You know, even in areas where you excel, you're still questioning
Yes, if
yourself.
you're still good enough.
Yeah.
Yes.
This
Yes.
feeling of defectiveness, if you will. And one of the things that I think about, and I'll be quiet so y'all can talk, but a lot of these things were taught to us not to hurt us. A lot, oftentimes they were taught to us to try to protect us. You know, there was a time in our culture as Black people, and especially as Black women, that making yourself small could save you from being lynched up in one of them trees out there, right?
Yes.
It was a learned behavior.
Yes.
But as opposed to us changing that at some point, we just allowed it to continue. And now God is saying that.
So you've traveled across the country and been doing so many things. And I believe our talent sometimes saves our lives.
Oh, yeah.
Oh yeah.
It saves us from things of trauma and situations that could have taken us out of here a long time ago.
So
We've
well
been put in positions to be in situations ourselves, relationships, if you will.
Yeah.
You know, that women who are no longer here probably left a talent on the table because of jealousy. So people don't want to see you succeed. It's a sad thing when you're in a relationship, even with the male, whoever your spouse, whoever your partner is, that do not want to see you make it. That's devastating, because they want to stifle you, they want to hurt you, they want to kill you. And that, again, we're dealing with the emotional part of it all.
Yeah.
Someone is beating you and hitting you and talking down to you.
Yeah.
That narcissist, that person who's a bigot, someone who's taking you out of yourself.
Yeah.
That's domestic abuse.
And sometimes it's just plain old jealousy.
And that's the jealousy that'll kill you.
Jealousy, yeah. Because so many, hurt people. So maybe they've been hurt.
Yeah,
We
I think
really don't know, but it happens.
Yeah, Linda, I think that's a very good point. Hurt people. But when we have coaches like Tammy to take us from that hurt that's within ourselves and transforms that into a healed person walking around and not blaming themselves for whatever happened in their past, but going beyond that. And I look at some great examples like Madam C.J. Walker, Shirley Chisholm, Marian, Anderson, Rosa Parks.
Yes.
And the reason I named them is because if you dig deeper into their situation, they were affected by some form of domestic violence, but they knew they had a call on their life, to rise up women like ourselves. They were mission driven. And Tammy, I would just want to pose you this question. Like, they found out that they were enough. And even though they probably had the chatter in their ears, you're not good enough, you're Black, you're dark skinned, you're ugly, whatever that was, they heard all of that, but still they're like, I got to keep going. Got to keep pushing. Talk about how you actually help other women get to that point after they have undercoverly dealt with domestic violence in their rise to success.
Well, I think that I can't answer that without just telling you a little bit about how that started. So again, I grew up in my grandma's little white house in Chicago with the mice running in and out, and, sometimes I remember I would jump on my purple bicycle and I'd ride down the street, and in this neighborhood, I could kind of see some of the dilapidated buildings. And if I go over another couple of streets, there was like a local liquor store over there. And I used to see the men, not very many women at that time, but I used to see the men kind of like bumbling about. And to me, as a little girl, my perception, it was almost like they were trying to escape their reality, if you will. Like they were trying to escape this environment that we were in. So for me, my solace, my escape was the television. You know, I would sit on my grandma's, you know, brown couch, and she, back in the day, I don't know if y'all grandmas had this, but my grandma had this little brown TV sitting on top of this big brown TV. She was from the Depression era. You ain't waste nothing. Okay. You, even though grandma don't work, I don't care. We still keeping it, right? So,
Right.
so, you know, but on this, I would see like these beautiful faces like Diana Ross and Sammy Davis Jr. or Barbara Streisand, Judy Garland. Like I would see the Aretha Franklin. And what I saw was, I saw that with a song, they could take a person from a low state into a state where now they felt like, okay, I felt like I didn't want to go on, but now I want to keep going. Now I want to keep living, right? And for me, I don't know, I could identify, you know, like Stevie Wonder, you know, I used to love, my mother used to play, you know, thinking back on when I was a little nappy-headed boy, when my only worry is for Christmas, what would be my toy? You know, like those songs, and people would sing them, and they would feel so good. That's what I wanted to be able to do that. So I get my little stuff ready. That next Sunday, I go down to the church, and I'm gonna stand in the alto section, because it just seemed like all of the amazing women, they were standing in the alto section, right? Altos out there, there you go. And so I'm there, and at the time we had this famous director. If I named him, you would absolutely know who he was. I was raised in the church. My daddy was a pastor. It was just literally so much of my childhood. And I'm getting to the answer to your question, Charlene, I promise you. So, you know, the music starts, and everybody is singing, and the music is playing. And I don't know what happened, but that day I opened my mouth and I start singing. And y'all, I don't know where your mind goes when you 8 years old and you in your joy. You're not really there, but you somewhere. Yeah. And I'm just singing, and I'm just feeling this joy or whatever. And all of a sudden I'm like, oh wait, everything is silent. So I open my eyes, and his 6-foot frame is standing over me. And he says to me, you need to be quiet.
Ooh.
I say, okay. And so I was just quiet. And you know, you kind of like, you know it happened, but it's kind of like, okay. So then everything starts back up. Piano starts, and then the drums come in, and now the sopranos singing, and the altos and the tenors, you know, and there's this beautiful harmony and all these notes floating in the air. And y'all don't know what it was, Lord, that made me open up my mouth again. But I did. And I started singing. And I told y'all earlier, my mind went to wherever 8-year-old minds go when they in their joy. Until I heard the silence. And this time I knew, when I opened my eyes, what it would be. He was looking down at me this time, and he said to me, you need to shut your mouth. You can't sing, and you throwing everybody off.
Ooh.
This time it was, because see, we're supposed to listen to our elders. That was the lesson, right? And so that I remember just going home that night, when I walked in, and I walked in the front door, and I was getting ready to go upstairs to my room, and I looked over at that little brown TV, you know, and this time when I saw those faces, it was a little different for me, because in my mind, I was like, that can never be me. That not me. That's all. And that's how we feel. We see people speaking, we see people moving, we see people doing things. We're like, okay, they can do that, but I could never be good to do that, right? That's part of that. That's part of that low self-worth. And sometimes, like you said, Naomi, we take that into relationships with us, and we set ourselves up for that, to be abused, or to be talked down to, or to be hurt, or it's like an internalized shame, if you will. Oh, but then there was a Miss Moore Came into the school one day, the high school one day. I'm sitting here. She said, who is that in here talking? I mean, who is that in here singing? I said, oh, no, Miss Moore, I'm just finishing my work. I'm almost done, and I'll be out in just a second. She said, now, wait a minute. Somebody was in here singing. Was that you? I said, oh, no, ma'am, I can't sing. I'm just finishing up my work. I'm so sorry. I'll be done in a minute. And she said, baby, stop. Come here. She said, that was you. And you have a beautiful voice. And she began to sow in to me. She began to tell me who I was. She started making me sing at award shows and put me in pageants and all of these things that I never in my life, I literally have chills thinking about it now, that I never thought I would ever be able to do. And from that time, I've been on some of the biggest stages in the world, from the Kennedy Center to the Apollo Theater, the World Trade Center, the Meyerhoff, Strathmore. I mean, like God has taken my feet places I never ever thought they would go. But from that time, that's when I knew what I wanted to do. And if God could use my life or any gift that God has given me to lift another woman or to help her find her voice, you know, it's not all just singing, finding your voice. Right. Sometimes your voice is something different. It's not just that. Sometimes it's finding your story so that you can stand on a platform, flat-footed, confident, full of courage to tell people who you are and how you can bless their life. So in any capacity, that's when I said, Father, however you can use me, that's what I want to do for the rest of my life.
That is such a good. That's so good. That's wonderful. Yes. I mean, that's
wonderful testimonial, because that's so many people's story, especially in industries, music, you know, and especially in religious music and entertainment. You know, it's like
entertainment, and
you know, especially when you're in choirs. And I've sung in over 30 years with the National Convention of Gospel Choirs and Courses, and I know how it is. I know how the music makes you feel. Personally, that's why you do it. But when someone corrects you and kind of shuts you down, I can imagine how hurtful. And as a child, especially, you know, because you just get developing your wings. And so I totally understand that. And so many there are a few of our young ladies and young men who have all these wonderful talents and have been shut down by people who did not want them to succeed. So you feel that pain, and that's a pain that does not go away because you always doubt yourself.
I think it's so powerful that, you know, even though they did tell you to shut up, be quiet, you know, that you can't, it wasn't, and someone can learn from this simple, I mean, not simple lesson, but it's her lesson. It was a hard lesson for her. And that's why she's sharing her testimony. Although they told you to be quiet and you were shut up for a couple more years until someone saw you. It wasn't until someone saw you, but you still use your voice, but you use it on a low key. And then someone still heard you. The teacher heard you. And that's very similar to what we have here, like at 4Sisters Network, 4SistersLIVE, is that we see you, we hear you, and we have that community of women that don't shut you down as you sing, as you fly, not to say you can't do that, right? And what you're sharing with these women today out there in the audience is the same thing. It's like, I'm not going to shut anybody down because I know what it made me feel like. Can you imagine how many women there are out there today, or men, I'm not going to just say women, and men who are 40 and 50 years old and they're still shut up. But you can see a spark. You're like, it's something special about her. But she ain't all the way out. There's something special about him, but he ain't all the way out. Like, how do you pull that part?
No, go ahead,
you use that for you.
I was going to say, you know, you have to understand that sometimes that little 8-year-old girl, she still shows up. And everyone has to go back and identify, you know, and you know, you have to go back and identify, like, when did that start for me? That was one of the first things that I had to do. Like, where did that start? I actually, that story I had completely forgotten it
So you
until
had to
maybe
do some work. You had to do some
yeah.
work. Did that
I
happen
had to.
with
I
a therapist or someone?
had to do. Huh?
Yeah.
Did it happen with a therapist or someone? Like, how did that happen that you did that kind of work to go back to your childhood?
I'll tell you, I was one of the things that I also experienced as a little girl. So now we're talking about complex trauma, which I teach on that, but I won't get into that right now. But I had also experienced sexual abuse as a little girl, right? Because part of that little girl, part of the thing as a little girl was like, oh, little girls are to be seen, and it's about you being nice and polite and agreeable, staying quiet and being ladylike, and those things are all beautiful qualities, right? They are beautiful, beautiful qualities, but it can also teach a young woman, a young girl, to agree to things that don't line up with who God has created her to be.
That's true.
And sometimes it also teaches girls to be silent or to avoid. And so now we have this big perfectionism thing that most women are walking around with, carrying every day, not even knowing it, of all of these unrealistic expectations, because you're still trying to make up for what that thing that was taken from you when you were so young in your with these different abuses. And what I found that I had to do was, it came back one day. I was I think I had my first son, and I'm telling you, it must have been PTSD, because it kind of came back like that. I'm outside, I'm looking at a playground, and I'm looking at the innocence and the joy of children. And at that moment, I remembered, my mind went back to being told, shut up. Oh, also, I remember this pastor had asked me to sing. The people would ask me to sing all the time. And even though I was singing, I would always kind of shy away a little bit. Like, and even now, sometimes, but they'll say, Tammy, come sing. I've sung some of the biggest stages in the world, the Warner Theater, like all the, but still, like, I was shy away. And he said, why do you always shy away? Why do you always step back? Why is it always like, I don't know? And in that moment, God showed me being told, you need to shut your mouth. If you speak, you're going to throw everything off. You don't want to throw people off, because then they're not going to like you. They're not going to love you. You don't want that, Tammy. You want to try to stay as quiet as you can. If you stay quiet enough, then, you just show people what you want them to see. And so when you say, Charlene, what the catalyst for that was, it was those two incidents. It was me singing the innocence of children in that one instance, and then that pastor asking me, Tammy, why won't you open your mouth?
Yeah, that's deep.
I couldn't say to him because internally, Pastor, even though I've gotten on that stage, back in the day, you had to tear up the church. Praise God, do that all day long. Everybody shouting, tearing up. And it was more so about that, and that's a beautiful experience. Glory to God to have, and at the same time, at some point, you have to step off that stage, and when you step off, that 8-year-old comes back and says,
and you back to where you were. You almost feel like I'm back where I started. Because it's something that
start all over again.
When you're singing, when you're giving what God has given you, there's something that He gives you. You don't give it. He gives you the will and the way and the know-how and what you need at that moment. Because every time I perform, I say, God, have your way. I have a special prayer that I pray. You use me, take me out, you come into me. Remove the me, and you come into me. And that every time it works. You have to remove yourself in order for you to give to other people. It's not you who are doing it, it's the God in you. That's making you, helping you to shine through what you need to help others. That they can come to you and say, you don't know how much you blessed me. And I'll be, really? You'll probably say, really, I did. It wasn't the you that did that. It was the God in all of us
That's right.
So I know our production manager said, y'all get to this and talk about her show because we got 1 minute down and we want to we could talk about this a long time. But this is so true and it's wonderful. I love this conversation. Talk to us briefly. Tell us about your show, one woman show, Am I Enough? Or Am I Not Enough? Sorry. Am I Not Enough?
What I wanted to do with this, I believe what God wanted to do with this show was bring out a question that we're asking ourselves that we don't even realize that we're asking ourselves, right? One of the things that I didn't touch on real quick was that I believe that there is a secret sauce to this finding your voice or finding yourself or going to the next level of your opportunity to impact the world. And I believe that secret sauce is authenticity. And what I've done is I've discovered that there are about 5 foundational success principles that you have to master to get from where it is you are right now to where it is that you want to go. And so in these live theater performances, the next one being I'm so excited because y'all, I'm gonna bring the fire. This is the holiday edition. I've been asking God, when am I gonna do it during the holiday? And that's what this is. It's a red and white holiday affair. And so what I do in these performances is I take a different one of these success foundational principles, teach on it, and then I walk it out on stage for you. So we're not just talking about, this, let me take you from trauma to triumph. No, I want you to see your trauma acted out right in front of you. I want you to see your triumph acted out right there in front of you. Right. And so that is the essence of this play. It's going to be dinner and a movie, so you get the holiday dinner experience, full showing of this performance. We're also going to be sponsoring. We've had some ladies who buy a ticket and then buy another one. There are some women who are part of organizations where they need to get their life kind of back on track. They got off for some reason. Maybe they experienced domestic violence. Maybe they experienced emotional abuse. Maybe they've gone through a painful divorce. And so now, they need to now be reminded of who they are. They need to have foundational principles so that they can find their own authenticity and create a beautiful life. So that's another thing that we're doing with this event as well.
Okay. Wonderful. That's great. December the 14th, 6 to 10 p.m. And where are you going to be?
It's going to be in Savage Mill, Maryland. I think the address is 8600 Foundry Street. There's a little cafe there called More Than Java. It's owned by a beautiful, beautiful Black woman of color who has been in the community for at least 15 or so years, just making a difference and supporting causes and these kinds of creations. So that's where we're going to do it. I cannot wait. It's going to be absolutely amazing.
And where can people purchase tickets, and where's the site to go purchase tickets?
So I think I put the link in the chat. So right there's a little scan bar right there. And then also
go to Eventbrite because they probably can't see it if it's an Eventbrite. Yes. Okay.
It's in Eventbrite, but posting the link is probably the easiest way. If you just go to Eventbrite and you search up Am I Not Enough?
Okay, there it is.
Okay, there you go. Yeah. So if you guys,
we'll have that in our on our line there for people to go and check it out and everything. This has been great. Tammy, Peggy, did you have one last something you want to say before we close?
I wanted to say that I know it's the 14th, and I know you're going to do it again because it's going to be a hit. So you're going to have to let us know so that we can come and support.
Right. Okay.
Yeah, I would be there on the 14th. I know that for a fact, but I have 2 events on the same day. So it's going to be a challenge. But let's talk about supporting you. I love what I've heard today. And we haven't even touched the surface.
Right. We haven't. We haven't. I'm also, Peggy, I'm also already cast in the Broadway musical called Sisters as well. And that's going to be
out of here.
Next
year.
So
we got it. We got to support.
Yeah. We haven't scratched the surface, like you said. Yeah.
This
So
is
we
great.
got a lot more to do.
This has been an awesome time. This is what I would love to do before we close out. And this is a surprise, and it's probably going to be shocking to you. But we're going to send up our image of, we want to send everyone a happy holiday. But before we do that, can you give us a few bars of something of a Christmas carol before you leave?
Oh, I'm sorry. Did you say me?
Yes, you
Yes.
Yes, you can. A few bars of a Christmas carol that you would like to leave us out on.
Sure. Let me see. Chestnuts roasting on an open fire.
My favorite.
All snipping at your nose. Yuletide carols being sung by a choir, and folks dressed up like Eskimos. Everybody knows a turkey and some mistletoe help to make the season bright. Tiny tots with their eyes on the glow will find it hard to see tonight.
Woo! That is so awesome.
I'm in the spirit now.
For being a part of our show, for coming
Yes.
on, we'll have you on again. We're wishing you many blessings on your performance that you have, and be safe during this holiday season. We will have you back.
All right.
Thank you so much.
Excited. Thank you, Tammy.
Happy holiday. Happy holiday.
Happy holidays.
Yes.
Thank you.
So,
That was
ladies, this has been a
wonderful.
great time. What time is it? It is
time for you to walk in your purpose and prosperity.
We see you all next week. Thanks for joining us. Spread this today's show. They need to see it. Have a great one. Bye bye.
See you next Saturday.
Next.